And we are back. We are back. 28th of January, Miguel on the radio. I'm here with Camila, having a great conversation, bringing inspiration through the radio across the world to all the continents. Beautiful people, hope you're having a good time. And we're back. Camila, we talked about your journey a little bit, and it's interesting to listen to different perspectives here on the radio. We learn a lot. Sometimes we see a little some patterns in the world of creative art. What are your biggest struggles right now?
My biggest struggles. Well, that's an unexpected question. Um, I don't believe I really have too many struggles. I think I'm very lucky as a person. I think that I'm lucky because I have stability in my life. I have a loving husband, and I have two amazing cats that are fat rag dolls. And they're very cute, but they're also very stupid. But yeah, they're a source of joy. So I think in that respect, I'm very lucky and happy. But of course, everybody has their struggles. But I mean, if you think about it, like there are people who don't have electricity or water, and those are the people who are really struggling, or those who are like during war, for example. I mean, those are the people that are suffering, and they have struggles. Everyday people, we don't really have that many struggles. It's more, I think, a matter of perspective and appreciating what we do have rather than what we don't have. Yeah. And the fact that we can also sort of speak freely, I think that's a huge privilege because right now, if you look at the world, a lot of people don't really have that possibility anymore. They kind of lost it, and they're being censored and they're being silenced. And sometimes it ends with their lives. So I think in that respect, really, I mean, I have no reasons to complain as a person.
Yes, and so throughout your career, how do you see analyzing it backwards? How do you see it changing towards the future, or how do you see this AI revolution, this technology around the world? How do you see that affecting your work?
Okay, AI. Right. I wasn't really thinking about that you might be asking me this, but yeah, this is a good question. And when it comes to artificial intelligence, okay, well, on one hand, it can be a quite useful tool. If you think about, for example, research and science, AI has been used, from what I remember, in discovering like early symptoms of tumors in patients, and doctors were not able to sort of identify these symptoms so early on. So in that respect, AI can be very useful in the scientific field. I think that AI becomes a problem once we start thinking that it can replace humans and human creativity. If we can use it as a tool, it can be very helpful. But if we try to replace ourselves with it, then I think this is a problem. And I'm against sort of the usage of generative AI. I think that the fact that a lot of like millions of people have their works used in order to train AI is unacceptable because no one really asked them for permission, and these people should be well financially compensated for that. That's for sure. But well, the developers of the AI, they never thought about it clearly, and they didn't care. They did it regardless. So I think in that respect, this is clearly a bad thing. But I've noticed that there is more and more regulations being introduced in the world. For example, the government of Australia recently introduced a law where AI can no longer be used in order to sort of generate new images. So everything new from 2025 can no longer be used, from what I understand. So they're treating it very seriously, and I'm hoping that other sort of countries and governments will sort of follow, and perhaps these companies might think about compensating the artists for what they did. But it will probably take a long time if it will ever happen. And well, I just keep on creating, and I can't really be replaced by AI for a simple reason. I produce my work physically, so I have physical proof of my work. And especially with three-dimensional sort of painted sculptures, AI would have to first print it out of I don't know, plastic or whatever is used these days, resin, and then have it painted three-dimensionally. We don't still have that type of technology, so I'm not really worried that much. And I think it's important just to keep evolving and finding new ways of expressing your art.
Hmm. Keep on working, keep on moving, like riding a bike. Don't stop. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Yes. So for those of you that are thinking about pursuing an artistic life, or maybe are tired of or your corporate job, or you feel some emptiness, you feel the need of expression, the need of having a voice, um, and telling a story to the world, because that's what art is ultimately, showing your message, your voice, telling a story. um, you never had this issue, Camila, but for those that are maybe trapped or stuck, or thinking about, you know, what to do in a world that is, it's so demanding. People don't know how to start.
Mhm.
For someone that wants to start, maybe a young person that wants to start as an artist today, what would you recommend?
Oh, well, I think that now is a very challenging time for young people to become artists because when I started over like 15 years ago, sort of seriously, it was much easier because there was no AI that would sort of um, take away some of the easy opportunities of, let's say, creating illustrations. So, and there wasn't that much of a competition, I think, on the market as well. Like it was a little bit easier, I think, to get into galleries than it is right now. So I think that such people will need to have a lot of perseverance. They have to really sort of feel committed that this is what they want to do. But if they're to start an artistic career, it's important to have some kind of a day job, at least at the beginning, in order to have the money for art supplies, for example, and also for the admission fees. I mean, if you want to participate in competitions, I mean, you have to pay money for that. Or if you want to have a website, this also costs, right? And there are many other sort of costs that nobody really talks about. But at art fairs, also you have to pay for that for an admission. So I think it's important to have some form of a day job. It doesn't have to be full time, but it's important that there is one that you can sort of support yourself with. And then afterwards, if you continue sort of creating art and working on your image, I think at some point you'll be able to let go of the day job. I did mention that, but I used to be a teacher at some point, and I was teaching English conversations for many years, and that was one of the reasons why I had, let's say, the funds in order to buy all my art supplies and everything else, because they can be quite costly. Um, so yeah, definitely get yourself a day job. Don't give up. Try not to think about sort of AI replacing you because there's no way of replacing you as a human being. Each of us is unique. And if we develop our own style and our own voice, then it would be very hard to be replaced. And you just have to also work on networking. I think networking and making friends with other artists is very powerful. We should not treat ourselves as rivals. We should treat ourselves as allies, and we need to support each other. And if we do, this will sort of help us in achieving much higher goals than if we were on our own.
So that this brings to my next question. Well, how do you deal with the community of artists? How and how did that change throughout your career? So you mentioned going to America and having this support from your peers, but maybe that's not always the case. There, how to, sometimes there's competitiveness or toxicity and how do you get away from that and you know and focus on you moving forward. um, so do you have periods of isolation? Do you have periods that you are together with other people? Do you show your art to someone that you trust before putting out in the world? Those are my questions.
Okay. Yeah. Well, so I think it's good to have one person that believes in you and is like an authentic source of support. In my case, there's my mother and there's my husband, and they support me immensely. And I like to show them my art before I publish it. I don't always do that because I have faith in what I do, so I will still publish it regardless of whether they like it or not. But it's always nice to have that sort of a person, especially at the very beginning, like of your career. I think it's good to have like such a person, and I think it's good to have friends also among artists, especially if it's someone who does something completely different than what you do. Then there is no reason for toxicity because you have two completely different styles. So I think in that respect, it's good to have friends. And well, I am a member of the Polish Association of Artists in Warsaw, and to be honest, I haven't really uh, been met with much toxicity. I mean, at the very beginning, there were a few people who were trying to show who's boss, but I mean, I'm a person who is able to sort of clap back pretty quickly. So anyone who tried to say anything to me, they would be quickly sort of silenced. So they were not really able to do much. So I just kind of showed, yeah, I don't really care about your opinion. Uh, let's just move on. So I think it's important not to really sort of get bothered about the toxicity. There is a lot online, I think, not in real life, but in online there is a lot of toxicity. And if someone's sort of commenting and doing nasty comments, what's the point of really sort of replying? I think it's just best to block these people. I mean, it's just the simplest way. I know someone else might try to, sort of have battles or fights, but I just think there's no reason for that. I just get rid of these people quickly and forget about them.
Right, right. What projects are you working right now? Can you share something with us? What's happening in your life creatively?
Well, I'll be having an exhibition in May. On the 8th of May, I'll be having my private show. So it's going to take place at the Association of Polish Artists in Warsaw. That's Mazowiecka Street 11A. And it's also called Dom Artysty Plastyka. So I'll be having an exhibition there, and now I'm preparing for this show. It's going to be a pretty large show with over 40 pieces of artworks. So I have to start now. Um, and well, the exhibition itself is going to be quite special and different from what I've had so far because most of the exhibitions that I had were quite traditional in the sense that there would be some artworks sort of hanging on the walls, there would be a few mannequins standing here and there. But this time I'm planning on doing something a little bit more immersive, and there will also be screens with videos like performances recorded. There's a performance that I had recorded 2 years ago called Ona slash She, and it was about mannequins coming to life and sort of we did it together as a group, and we had like music composed as well, and there was like a director and everything, and I was painting myself and my friend, so we were pretending to be the mannequins, and it was all recorded with the music. So I'll definitely be showing that, but I also want to show a few other sort of shorter videos, and I'm also planning on having a sort of an installation which will be a little bit more organic. So I'm thinking about going towards the sort of exhibitions that Yayoi Kusama has. This is what I'm thinking of. Like I said, more immersive, more organic, more like that you're sort of not just entering a room, but that you're like in a biome of some sort, an ecosystem, so to say. And this is something that I would like to do.
Oh, wow. And yes, so so where people can find you. So if they want to follow you, if they want to find you online, where can they go?
Well, you can find me on Facebook as Kama Arts, Kamila Wojciechowicz-Krauze. But if you type in Kama Arts, I should be there. I have two fan pages and one more private profile, which is not really private. It's public as well. I also have Instagram, so I'm on Instagram as kama.arts.illustration. I also have a TikTok, which is Kama Arts TikTok, written together, no spaces. I also have YouTube, which is Kamila Wojciechowicz-Krauze. Yeah, it's a pretty long name. But yeah, I also have a YouTube, and I have Tumblr. I have a website. I have my own website, which is www.kamasarts written together.com. And what other multiple sort of places where you can find me. Even if you type in Google Kama Arts Kamila Wojciechowicz-Krauze, something will show up.
Fantastic. Every multiple sources. Camila, I want to share something with you. I'm from Brazil, and we have in February one of the biggest parties in the country. It's called Carnival. And a lot of people, they go on the street and they dance, and there are some colorful trucks, and there are also bodies painted. And people are just dancing with feathers and all their bodies, mostly naked, covering paint. And there was a when I saw your mannequins, I somehow got that feeling. And have you ever thought about painting human bodies?
I did think about it,
Yeah.
but I must say that it's much more difficult compared to painting mannequins, because with human bodies, it's different material. I mean, physically, we are much softer, and also we produce heat, so it's slightly more complicated. Plus, a human is not really able to withstand hours and hours of standing in one position. With a mannequin, you can paint it for months and it won't budge, it won't complain. With humans, it's a bit more complicated. I mean, you need to find the right person with the right body type. Then you also need to paint that person and hope that they won't start whining. So it's all kind of a process and a bit of a challenge. That doesn't mean I have no plans of doing so. I think I probably will paint some bodies, but
Mhm.
I'll need to probably first attend some workshops or watch more YouTube videos on
Very
that.
interesting. That's correct. Mannequins don't whine. Yeah, I can imagine that it must be, so you have to find a good model, someone that is patient and don't move and just, yeah, I imagine how they do it. They must be, a quick process of doing these paintings for Carnival.
Mm.
Very interesting. Yeah, different material. There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah, different material and way less time as well. Like you have only a few hours to paint the human.
Yes, Camila, what a great pleasure to have you here at EMI Radio. Camila, is there anything that you like to say that I haven't asked?
Well, the only thing that I wanted to say is that, okay, I wanted to just say that I think that we shouldn't really give up on the world, even though everything seems to be like burning. I think that there is a hope for the future for all of us, and that's something that I wanted to convey as a message. Let's not give up. Let's try to stay positive, and let's try to stay proactive and fight with whatever there is happening right now. Let's try to triumph over the evil.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, very very powerful message. Sometimes um, we have to fight with the world, or sometimes have to fight with ourselves, depending on the moment we are in our lives.
Yes, that's
Very
right.
interesting. The only thing on the way is ourselves.
That's
So
right.
that's something to keep in the back of your head. Thank you for the message. What an inspiration. I think here Miguel on the radio, uh, somehow I ask questions that are very selfish. I want to know these things for myself. I kind of ask things that I'm struggling with or no problems that are around my environment. So it's very insightful to me, and I hope it was insightful to the people that are listening as well. So thank you so much, Camila,
Thank you.
again for coming to EMI Radio, and just elephant in the room. We have a third person in the room tonight. I'd like to say thank you to Kumar as well. Kumar, the photographer. I mean, he has an amazing eye. He's an artist, and he's on the studio with us making a video. And it's always a pleasure to have him around. He has an amazing eye and an amazing talent. So,
Amazing photographer as well. Amazing
yeah,
photographer.
great
Thank
aura,
you.
great aura.
Yes.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Kumar.
you, Kumar.
Yes, so EMI Radio. EMI Radio is on Patronite. Don't forget, support EMI Radio, Immigration Radio. There are many options on Patronite. Check it out and help us keep on going. Help this movement. I mean, the work that people do is Pavel at VTech. There's an amazing team behind EMI Radio and a very passionate people. It's always a pleasure to be here. Support them on Patronite and keep on going. Keep the momentum. It's lovely to be here. It's an honor. It's a pleasure. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you again, Camila. Thank you, Kumar. Good night, everyone.
Thank
See
you.
you next Wednesday. Ciao, ciao. Miguel on the radio, 28th of January, saying goodbye. Good
Bye
night.
bye.
Bye bye.